Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Salty Stock Skipper evening aftermarket review, post-market review. I don't know about everybody else, but I killed it today, and I was even working my full-time job today. I set up myself during the pre-market, saw some things, set myself up, and I don't know about you, but let's see how I did for the day. Let's see. I know I killed it. It was crazy. Positions are closed, longs are closed. For some reason my account's not showing up everything right now. I don't know why. Let's see what we got. NA is not showing up. Why aren't you showing up? Day trade. IRAMGN. Why is my account names have been changed, which is weird. Cash. Okay. All right. Well, I gotta figure out what's going on here because I can't seem to see any of my positions. There we go. So let's change this out here. Throw in some my puddle skipper music. And let's take a look here, see what's going on. We got we closed out about $700 today. $700 today from the open market, from the intraday, a little bit during the open market, and then at the didn't do any post-market trading. Looking at post-market right now. Let's see what we got going on. But before I do anything, let's look at my call out. My call out this morning was CXAI. CXAI, overall, let's see. At one point, it was up 130%. 130%. Now, if you would have been in maybe like yesterday and you just held it, kudos for you, because you would have been from $1.47 and gone all the way up to $3.80, just about 75 cents, something like that. Let's see what we're at. 76 cents. And if you would have sold it there at that point, you would have been up 200% almost. So that's the best thing. Cheap viewers on, I got first time chatter. There we go. Cheap viewers on Rakic7d.com/IMUM. Momo on CRR. I don't know. Hey Momo, how's it going? I'm just starting out. Appreciate the shout out. I gave a shout out back. There you go. Eventually, I'm going to build my followers as I develop. But I appreciate you stopping in, tossing in the chat channel, and as I start to build out the rest of my business structure, from Twitch to all my the other social medias, have some live on YouTube, have some live on some of the other social media channels. Eventually, I'll start getting a lot of followers. So, but all I have to do is just be consistent. Do some pre-market, do some post-market. Eventually, I'll be doing open market as well as we transition from one career into another, as I become more proficient and transition from one career into the other. Right now, I made more today than I did on my normal job. So it's just like, okay, well, I worked for like an hour doing my own thing, and I made more than I did. Well, it's still in my retirement account, or at least it's in my brokerage account. I haven't pulled it to use it as a salary or anything, but technically if I was doing that, I would have made more than working my 8 to 5, 8 to 4 type, job. And so I'm just starting more and more to consider the potentials. But in order to get there, we first have to build the followers. We first have to build a viewership. We first have to build a whole business structure to kind of base the model off of. And so that's where the plan is to use the boat. Since I'm a certified skipper, I'm going to be out sailing and trading on the go to different destinations around the world. That is the ultimate plan. I'm starting out here, but I'm working to get there. That's where I'm trying to get to. But first you got to have the knowledge, you got to have the experience, you got to have the know-how. Not only do I have to know how to skipper a ship, which I do, but I also have to know how to skipper the market, which I am still learning. I will always be learning. Same with the sailing. I'll always be sailing. Every single thing you do in the market, it seems like your strategy, you'll always have to make a tweak sometimes. The market doesn't always work with your strategy. You have to be flexible. You have to be fluid. You have to be like water, as Bruce Lee says. You have to maneuver with the market. But if you would have listened to my call out this morning, CXAI was a potential long or a potential short, but if you would have just waited for that confirmation of which direction it was going, which you can see, look at my line I drew. You can see it came down to my line, and then it just skyrocketed off. It just took off. If you would have bought in even right here, you would have had 100% gain on your stock, on your trade today. Now, did it come back down? Yes, it did come back down. It came back down to almost the same level. But then again, if you draw a straight line across, excuse me, goodness, here's the support level. Right here, right across from each other. Could go back up tomorrow. Never know. Wait for your confirmation, wait for direction, wait for trend direction, then make your entry. That's what I try to do. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm at the proficiency level that, because of my other strategies, my other tools, my other indicators, and the things I watch for, probably I'm at about 7 out of 10 times that it goes the direction that I was anticipating based upon everything that I looked at. So, oh goodness, let's look at the market overall. NDX, let's look at the NASDAQ. Look at the NASDAQ, just shot up today. Just an amazing return, but don't let it fool you. Do not let it fool you. And here's why. Gosh, I didn't get anything to drink today. Now, a lot of people know I'm a Republican. It's just how I am. That's my upbringing, that's who I was. But I'm not a far right-leaning Republican. I'm more in a moderate Republican, I would say. But you will have extreme left Democrats who will turn and look at this and say, see, the market's doing just fine. The market's recovering. It's doing just fine. Don't let them fool you. Let's look at the year. All right, so yes, we have been on an AI boom because of the AI software programs and everything that came out since the beginning of the year. We've been on an AI boom that went up and up. And you can see the levels that I had, that I've actually preset. Now this one touched and bounced back off, so I'm going to say that this support level is still good a little bit. But you got up here. This is in July. You're in July here. So let's look at the past, let's go past half year. Yeah, we had this little drop, and then we had a recovery. Okay. This is a recovery where it passes the previous high. It passed the previous high. This is a recovery. This is not a recovery. A recovery would be past the previous high, which from back in July 8th or 9th, your previous high was located. The market has slumped that much since July. Now, let's look at it even closer. Let's pull in the time frame. Let's do less than that. Let's just do 90 days. We'll do every 2 hours. We'll do every hour. How about that? Let's look at 90 days every 2 hours. for every hour. All right, so let's pull it back a little more. Here you go. It came up here. You came down. Could be recovering, but this is not a recovery yet. So don't let it fool you. Now, if you were wise and you were actively trading and you saw this curl over, and especially this gap right here. Look at this gap. Look at this indication gap. This was a close of 20,400, and then the next morning of the NASDAQ, it opened at 20,052. That's an overnight gap of 300 plus. I mean, you're looking at 350 almost overnight. When you see gaps like this, I mean, it's not like this where it's just a nice smooth transition, or like this, smooth transition, smooth transition. When you see gaps like this, that's a good indication that the market is going to probably be bearish, or a good chance of being bearish. See again, look at this. A drop from the previous day close to the previous day to the next day open. Massive drop. Okay, everybody overnight just lost this money. Whatever amount was in their investments, that's how much they lost. And then they just continue to slide and continue to slide. So now in smooth transition, a little bit of drop here. Now you had a small gap up here, which could be an indication that we are going bullish. Same with here. But we still have to pass this line and this line and this line to be truly considered bullish again and recovered. So don't let anyone fool you. We're still well in a bear market. Be cautious, be prepared. Where'd it go? There we go. Be cautious, be prepared, be ready. Do some things that are wise, like, for example, what happened here? I withdrew my shares from my mutual funds when we were topped out here. I bought in down here. I bought a little bit here, and then I bought a lot down here. And then it started to rise again because I saw this as close to the support level. It was close to this support. I mean, this would be another support level. This would be another support level. This would be another support level. So you have these three back-to-back support levels. So I bought in at the first support level. I think I bought about $5,000 into six different mutual funds. On one account, and then a couple of my other accounts I did the same thing. But yeah, by the end of today, I'm going to assume that I'll probably be closed out about $4,000. Can't complain. We'll see what happens. Let's see how the S&P 500 did. We'll use S&P 500. Here's Spider, SPDR, S&P 500 ETF. It was also on the rise all day. Now it did kind of curl down in the post market a little bit, but we're looking at continuation potential. So if you didn't close out all your shares of whatever you had, as day traders, you usually close out by the end of the day, regardless whether you're green or red. In my case, I closed out majority of my positions, leaving about one share for some of the major things like NVIDIA, or a minor amount of shares, just because the market's still undecided. I mean, this is a W. I mean, you had a W for the past 5 days. Let's see, past week and a half. Let's go 10 days. There was this little bit of a W here. Drop down, pop back up, drop down, pop back up, and to the moon in a Hopefully it goes to the moon completely. That'd be nice. Yeah, but potential for continuation tomorrow. Hopefully you did well. Like I said, my advice is nothing more than, I'm not giving advice. I'm just talking about what I see, what I'm doing, how I'm going to potentially attack the market myself. So please do not take anything that I say as advice, and or at least direct advice. It's more just some things to think about. That's about it. That's all I'm going to say, is just some things to think about. Make your own decisions. Come up with your own strategies. Use your own strategies. Trade how you feel you need to be trading. And I'll be doing the same. You can watch and learn if you want. You can even use some of my strategies. That's fine. But just remember, all my indicators are proprietary. I have written these myself. These are my indicators that I have scripted and from scratch. I have written in ThinkScript, and so you can always. I may one day sell my indicators, but right now they're working good for me, and I'm liking them. Sasha, you're being very loud when you're breathing. All right, that's all I got. I gotta go get something to eat. It's been a long day, exciting day. Hopefully you guys enjoy your time. I'll get better at this as I go. You can barely see my face right now because it's so dark underneath that. It's so bright outside there, where the Capitol is at. The Capitol's building's right there. Not sure if you can see. I'll get out of the way. It's right there. That's the Capitol right there. Yeah. So, nice little view. Now, if you look back that way, if you could see that way it would be the Washington Monument. Now, it's reversed on my screen just because of the camera settings. But technically, the Washington Monument is on my right, over my right shoulder, and the opposite side of where I'm pointing right now. So that's all I got for today. Hopefully you enjoyed. Best of luck tomorrow, and I'll give you an update once all my longs close. Right now, I can't imagine what my final closeout's going to look like yet, but something substantial, I think. All right. Take care.